record. So, Danny is telling me he passed before his time. He tells me going, gone. He takes partial responsibility for the situation. He says specifically the situation getting out of control. And then he just shows me again him starting on his way, and then wham! Like nothing was almost meant to go right that day. The whole aura of the day, we had a vibe that something negative was going to happen. He goes, but situationally, yeah, Kato, I take partial responsibility. And then he tells me, he just shows me a lot of gray, which is a lot of situational partial responsibility, to be quite honest. He tells me he passes before his time. Got darker hair. I don't know what his relationship is to you, but somebody from the physical world may maybe have an item of his clothing, like a hat or something he wears in honor of his memory. He tells me he passes tragically and then gives me the word community, which is usually my sign and symbol. That people come together to honor someone in the community. So, I don't know, it kind of seems like a car accident. Father, dark hair, me and my kids have his clothes. Beautiful. So it's your father, he does have dark hair, and you and your kids have his clothes. Beautiful. How did he end up passing? Okay, and as soon as I see library shelves falling with books, like the old time movies where things just go a boo, da boo, da boo, da boo, da boo, and kind of like crumble in on itself. So you're saying he had a perforated bowel, and then he absolutely went sepsis, and then he says, because I asked him, like, why are you taking that partial responsibility? He goes, ignoring the signs, saying I was a little bit tired, or somebody having a feeling that this was about to happen. Did I know it was going to kill me? No, Kato. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, of course. But had I known, of course I'd gone in. I ignored the signs until it was too late, he said. And then Amanda just said he wouldn't go to the doctor. And he goes, and I would trade it all again to be able to hug those grandbabies. So I don't know if he knew them all, but he knows of them all. I can just feel all their warm skin and wonderful huggies, okay? And so, he also talks about saying thank you for how you're choosing to honor his memory. He shows me an entire container. He just shows me a container of ashes. So I think that we have his ashes or something physical in honor of his memory. And then he, again, just says the tragic way that, his internal body essentially collapsed on itself. He said he never would have let it get that far if he had known. And she said that that she has his ashes on a mantle, and you actually had to turn and you actually had to turn the machines off. And so he's talking about how everything went bad, takes that partial responsibility. Of course, it's tragic for you because you had to turn your machines off, and then he talks about that large container of ashes that you happen to have right there on your mantelpiece. He's like, when you have the dreams of me, I'm there. When you hear the suggestion on what you should do on a bad day, I try to be there. He goes, if you catch yourself in that inner conversation with me, say hi to me, because that's me. And then he's telling me, you have this female over here on the other side that she had a really hard time breathing. She passes medical. She's at home till the end. She's kind of frailer. I think she probably passes a, cancer, or just she's old lady, and then she gets kind of frail with shorter hair and has a hard time walking. I think I said that. Glasses and short hair, and she's over there, not necessarily with him, but they're both together over there on the other side, so everyone, has someone to talk to, which is great. He loves the way you're choosing to honor his memory, your dad here. And then he also talks about one of your children being intuitive enough, and also at the same time deeply emotional enough to be able to get messages and interpret those properly, as well. I think it's a situation of like, oh, he's just got this crazy imagination. He's so emotional. I'm like, oh, he's a baby medium. So growing up for him is probably a little tougher. It's fine though. He's gonna be fine. And I really love this. So you're doing great with the kids. Yeah, and if your dad hasn't met them yet, he definitely knows of them, which is also beautiful. And you're doing a great job. And then with work, he just says, be happy and it'll go by faster. He's met them. Beautiful. He misses them a whole lot. Love it. Love, 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 love.